back to my channel. Welcome after a very long time. I'm so happy to be back. I wanted to thank you all, first of all, for your very lovely comments and messages, DMs, and even some emails. It was very appreciated. There are a million and one reasons why I took a break, but just to say I'm very happy to be back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. I hope in this new return, you'll allow me to kind of explore something I've been interested in thinking about, showing you guys other things I'm interested in, still in the beauty and fragrance and that kind of realm, but not only fragrances. So I hope you guys will still stick around. I am really happy to come back with a fragrance video though, because I felt I owed it to you guys, but also all of this time away, I've obviously accumulated and gotten a lot more fragrances to add to the collection. So I'm going to share some with you today. They will be kind of mini reviews. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. And they won't be first impressions anymore. I'm not going to talk about my Jo Malone Zara fragrances. They will be their own video, not to worry. Thank you guys for keeping me on track. If I miss any in that video, let me know. And they won't include my Sol de Janeiro ones as well. That will be in its own video. And just others that I've had kind of go into storage or put away. If you're interested in getting all of those as well, then I can kind of accumulate those and get them back out there and show you guys kind of empties as well. But we've got a good chunk to get through. So if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And let's get into it. So the first one is just one I picked up on vacation. It's an Agua de Colonia. This is the Flor de Naranja one. I picked this up in Mexico. You guys know I love Agua de Colonia or Agua de Colonias. Usually around Europe, kind of they all have their own, but Mexico does as well. I wanted to pick up the Orange Blossom one because I love Orange Blossom. It's great. I will say it's obviously a more like authentic smelling orange blossom, so it's not grapey or super sweet. It's actually a little bit green and has like a tinge of bitterness to it, which I actually really like. I find it really makes a nice pillow spray as well, but just to let you guys know. Then secondly, I picked up L'Eau Papier from Diptyque. I picked this up from the Nordstrom sales that were going across Ontario and across Canada, obviously. All of our Nordstrom closed down, so there were really great deals. I picked up some fashion items, and this was actually the only fragrance I picked up. And this has musk, white musk, mimosa, sesame, and woodsy notes. It's very reminiscent of like Glossier You, that Katy Perry white perfume that I said reminds me of Glossier You, Molecule 1, those kind of skin scents that are super papery, irisy, skin scents, not a lot of sillage, not a lot of lasting power, honestly, even though it's Diptyque. But it even has kind of like a nutty seediness to it that I really do enjoy, so love that. And then I also managed to get this one on another trip. I picked this up in Germany. I was so happy. One of you had sent me a long time ago the little sample of the Muse by Zarco Perfume. And this is, I believe, a company from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. But they have fragrances that are so up my alley. Really, really, really clean scents. And I just love this one. I will say it is certainly not for everyone because it is super laundry clean-esque. This has just cotton flower, white musk, and white oud. I would say it's not oudy at all. It is the best clean laundry scent I have ever come across. The best lasting power, honestly, will last you an entire 24 hours. I love it. I just have the small, I think 20 or 30 mil, but it's the 30 mil, but it is a spray bottle. So love that. I keep that in my purse and it's to die for. So I was really happy to pick that one up. Okay, so I'm going to try to also mention, as I have been, where I've picked them up and why I might have a whole bunch from a house. But again, if you have any questions and you want me to go more in depth, then let me know. I have 5 from Philosophy to talk to you guys about, and it's not a house I was particularly interested in, but Marshalls and Winners across Canada have been kind of inundated with philosophy scents, so if yours have as well, then maybe you'll want to pick some up. I have 5, and I just stopped myself after that because it's getting a bit ridiculous. But the first one, and I don't know if I've actually mentioned this one before because it's the one I've had the longest, but it's Fresh Creme. And this one has whipped cream, milk, and powdery notes, sweet and floral notes. Very vague. I would say this one, unfortunately for me, has what I describe as the like sweaty vanilla, or like sour vanilla, sour lactonic note. So I can't wear this on its own very often. I do like it paired up and layered because that tinge of like sweaty vanilla goes away when I'm pairing it with other things. I know it's a huge favorite amongst a lot of people, so that's just for me personally. It's all right, but sometimes, especially on its own, it can lean a bit more sour than I would like. However, Fresh Creme Warm Cashmere, which I'm so happy I have in the larger bottle, you guys, I love. I'm putting this one on. This one has vanilla, cashmere wood, sandalwood, coconut, and musk. I would say even though it doesn't list sweet notes in this, it is sweeter, it is warmer, it is more grounded in woodiness. It is infinitely more wearable. I can wear this one on its own. I love this. It is so cozy. It is like a scarf fragrance that I just love, but I can still wear it in spring and even summer, like at home. I don't know. I love that one. It's my favorite from Philosophy that I've ever tried, certainly in my collection as well. Then we have 2 of the Pure Grace. So first they have Pure Grace Pop of Sun, again in the big bottle. This one just smells like it smells like Victoria's Secret, maybe a little Bath and Body Works. It's fun, it's fruity, it's floral, it's very youthful, but it's nothing to write home about. This one has apple blossom, pomelo, vanilla, passion fruit, and tangerine. I would say huge kind of passion fruit, tangerine fruitiness. Pop of Sun, it's girly. It's not as summery. It's just kind of like fruit splash, I would just say. So it's all right. It wasn't anything super special. However, and I do wish the sizes were changed, Pure Grace Summer Moments, you guys, my second favorite. It's got iced lemon, which is so interesting because it's not just like a regular lemon scent, and it really comes through. Fig, green notes, sage, and dewdrop. This is kind of like halfway to that bougie sunscreen scent, but not quite. It's got like a lemon lollipop, lemon popsicle opening. It is beachy florals to the max. I feel like Jennifer Aniston would love this scent because it could easily be one of her fragrances. I love it, and I think it is obviously perfect for summer. And finally, the last Philosophy one, I kind of had a feeling I wouldn't love. Field of Flowers Peony Blossom obviously has peony, but it also has just floral and green notes. I would say the green notes in this save it for me because they add kind of that viney earthiness that makes it a little more interesting. Otherwise, I don't love peony, and it's pretty strong on the peony. It kind of smells like peony or freesia, like a plug-in for your bathroom. So I don't love it, but it's not horrible. So I think that one's gotten discontinued. I think a lot of these have, and that's why they're showing up. Then I did go to one of my local shoppers, had kind of like a liquidation section of their fragrances. So I picked up some real goodies for a discounted price. And the first one's actually the only men's fragrance I have, and that is Gentleman by Givenchy. It's the Eau de Toilette. This one, oh my god. Pear, cardamom, pineapple, iris, lavender, geranium, leather, black vanilla husk, and patchouli. Not a sweaty patchouli, thank goodness. It is so masculine. It's incredibly sexy. Huge sillage and lasting power on this is incredible. I feel like the citrusiness is still very masculine and not just kind of airy and anyway like detergent-y or like cleaning product. It is perfection. I really, really like this. I love this on men. I love to sneak and wear it as well. Cannot say enough good things. And to find it on a deal, love. Then, probably the most exciting one to find on a deal was Shalimar Souffle de Parfum. You guys, I've heard 1,000,001 great things about this. I was so curious. I have the original Eau de Toilette, and honestly, I kind of have it more for collection purposes and for reference. I almost never wear that one, but this one I've heard so many great things about, and it lists lemon, bergamot, mandarin, tangerine, jasmine, orange blossom, Indian and Tahitian vanilla, and musk. I love the bottle. I will say, definitely more wearable than the original. It is not something that like blew me away the way it was described, but it's got this interesting kind of like unsweetened lemon tea-esque to it that I really do love. I love Arnold Palmer's. That's my favorite like non-alcoholic drink, and this kind of has the scent of a really sophisticated Arnold Palmer that's not sweet. So if it's just like unsweetened lemonade and unsweetened tea, that's what this reminds me of. It still has the slight DNA of Shalimar, but it's certainly different, and it kind of has a little bit of like Monde Guerlain to it as well, and I feel it's a little bit more wearable. I'm really happy to have it as part of my collection, but I feel like it's still not something that's just blowing me away the way some people like ride or die for it. Okay, and the last one I picked up from that kind of shopper's liquidation is actually one I've been interested in for a while. I wanted to try a Lisoité fragrance, and this is Neige, which I believe is her most popular fragrance, but it's the 24 karat one, so it's got these gold flecks. Out of all my gold fleck fragrances, this is the most concentrated one. You get a whole bunch in every spray, so warning you, and while the fragrance is wet, it does transfer, but once it's dry, it will stay on the skin for a little bit, so let that be known. Be careful where you're spraying it, obviously with clothing. I only spray this one on my bare skin. This one has Lily of the Valley, Hyacinth, Jasmine, Rose, Magnolia, Orange Blossom, Musk, and Sandalwood. It is a very, very classic soapy and aldehydic floral. The aldehydes in this are sparkling. It is very reminiscent of kind of Red Cap by Dolce & Gabbana. My other white gold that's in that kind of gem bottle. And all the kind of classic soapy aldehydic fragrances from the 80s, I would say this is that. It is, for that reason, also quite dated and a classic scent. It is not for everyone. It has incredible lasting power, very strong sillage. I would say not to blind buy this. If you're going to get one, however, and you want one in your collection that has that kind of soapy 80s aldehydic scent, this is a great one. Pick it up at the drugstore. It goes on sale from time to time, and it has that kind of added gold fleck thing. I like it, but I've got a couple of these in my collection, so I think I've reached my max with those. Then finally, we can move on to the Jill Sander fragrance. I just have one to talk to you guys about. I don't find these very often in Canada unless it's online, but seeing them in person is very rare. And I picked this one up at a Marshall's. This is Sunlight. I was so excited to pick it up. And this one lists grapefruit, pink pepper, solar notes, orange blossom, peony, jasmine, musk, ambroxan, and white cedar extract. It's nice. I really do feel like Jill Sander almost never goes really wrong for me. It is not one of her best. It is not the powdery ones that I just die for, or coral or pink from her Color Pop or Pop of Color ones. But this has kind of like a sour, juicy fruit kind of opening that leans into, thankfully, a little bit more of like a beachy solar note heart. I would say it's certainly more interesting than kind of Pop of Sun. Where is it? Philosophy's Pop of Sun. So if you're looking for something kind of fruity and floral and summery, I would definitely go Jill Sander Sunlight over Pop of Sun. And they even have similar names because this one's just a little bit more interesting. It's a little bit more captivating. And I find those two kind of similar in vibe, but one is certainly more of a standout for me. Then we will move on to the only Lush fragrance I have. Again, I've had this one for a while. I picked this up around Christmas last year, so I'm not sure if I have talked about it, but this is Turmeric Latte, and it has turmeric, tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, and gardenia. You guys, I love this. It is so out of season right now, but I still keep it out. It smells like a turmeric latte. It has a little bit of that bonfire, like sweet vanilla bonfiriness to it. Super dark, kind of bourbon vanilla, which I love. It's my favorite type of vanilla. And yeah, I can't say enough good things. Great lasting power, as with kind of the Lush fragrances. And these 30 mils last forever and ever. Then I got another Monde Guerlain. This one, again, I picked up in person. It was like ridiculously on sale for whatever reason. I'm not sure if this one's discontinued, but this is my third of the Monde Guerlains. This is the Bloom of Rose. And every time I pick up a new one, I'm like, they got me. I used to really think this was overrated and I wasn't into it, but these are such easy reach fragrances, you guys. This one has citruses, lavender, neroli, rose, jasmine, vanilla, and sandalwood. I can try to find my others if you're ever interested in a comparison, because I think I have 3, like I said. This one, I would say, is not the strongest in terms of lavender, so if you have a problem with lavender, it is softer on that, and it leans into more of its other floral notes, but it's got that dark magenta-y pink around the top, so keep an eye out for that one if you're interested. Then we've got, let me see here, Gingham Love. Okay, so we've got Gingham Love by Bath and Body Works. This was one of the ones where in the semi-annual sale, where can I spray it? In the semi-annual sale, I just decided to pick it up because it was like around $3 or $4, and it was for the full 75 ml. And it has sugared red berries, freesia, and rose meringue. And honestly, it surprised me. Like, I like this more than a couple of those philosophies. It's the sugared red berries are just so, that like nostalgic Bath and Body Works red berry scent is so fun and youthful and just an easy reach when you're at home for me. So I decided to pick that up for $4. You can't go wrong. Okay, and then finally we have 2 DKNY fragrances that I picked up from Shoppers, actually, from the $19.99 aisle, which is now the $21 aisle. Inflation is no joke. One of them is good, and one of them I think you can skip. So we're going to spray them together and discover, because their names are similar. So they're both DKNY Be Delicious, but one of them is 100% Be Delicious, and one is Fresh Blossom. So we will spray them both on the inside of my arms. This one is the 100% Be Delicious, and the little sticker here is purple. And this one is Fresh Blossom Be Delicious, and the juice and the sticker is kind of like this light baby pink. And 100% has pear, pistachio, mandarin, blackcurrant, magnolia, rose water, orange blossom, sandalwood, white woods, and tonka. And the pure blossom has grapefruit, apricot, orris, rose, lily of the valley, jasmine, red apple, and woody notes. So we've got the 100% and the fresh blossom. And what I will say is 100% is worth it, 100%, and fresh blossom, it's all right. So the 100%, I was actually really surprised that DKNY had pistachio is one of their notes, because I feel like their Be Delicious line is very fruity and fresh, maybe a little floral, and that's what this is. It is not bad. It's actually got a slight, like, soft, powdery floralness to it that I do enjoy. But if I was only going to get one, I'd get the 100%. It's got kind of like a nutty sweetness. It's not as sweet as Girl of Now, but I really do enjoy that factor. And the, like, darker fruits, the blackcurrant, and kind of like a sweet, tangy mandarin, I really do enjoy. So if you're only going to get one, I'd go with the 100%. And then finally, I have a KKW Kylie Jenner. This is Red Lips. I'm not sure, so let me know if I've ever shown you guys all these KKW fragrances I picked up. But I picked up a whole bunch. If I have shown you, then never mind. But if I haven't, this is just one. The rest are in storage, or just strewn about and I couldn't find them. And Red Lips is actually the one I enjoy the most, so I kept it out. This has Blood Orange, Lotus, Gardenia, Ylang Ylang, Ambrette, Vanilla, and Cedar Musk. I will say she leans hard into white florals. Specifically, I would say Jasmine and Gardenia. Sometimes Ylang Ylang. And so, really, if you're not into those notes, I would skip the majority of her fragrances, even on a deal, because you just won't like them. I like this one more than Pink Lips, but I've actually used Pink Lips a whole lot because I keep it by my bed. So I would say, you know, if you see them on a deal, because I know she closed down her website, then make sure you take a look at the notes if you don't like white florals. But again, if you're interested, I can go through all of the ones I have from her if I haven't already. So, those were a good bunch. I am out of practice, so I'm out of breath. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below which one of these fragrances you've tried or you'd like to try. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see from me, specifically non-fragrance videos if you want to see healthcare, you know, body care, hair care, whatever, fashion. Do let me know. Makeup, I'd be happy to talk about those. And don't forget, again, to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!